Great. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mohammed Wad, and today we are going to talk about how to commercialize your patents and research papers. So, if you are a PhD holder or a researcher with a significant amount of research papers, I think this uh, session is actually for you. Before beginning, at the very beginning, I'd like to introduce myself. Actually, my ultimate goal is to try to help you turn your own innovative research papers and patents into fruitful products and solutions. So I'm a 2X founder. One of my apps is among top 20 African apps for 2020. And I participated in 10 accelerators, incubators, and different business programs in Egypt and Canada. In addition to that, I am a startup mentor at, of course, NASDAQ, Entrepreneurial Centers, VC4A in Netherlands, and in this Duality. Last but not least, actually, I have developed and managed 14 products within 6 different industries and more than 50K users of stakeholders. So today, this fireside chat objectives is to know more about my process on how to transform your patents research papers into fruitful products, or actually how can you market different patents to target different type of companies. This actually has its own experience where I need to give you this intuition of what is science and business duality. So back to regarding my expertise, actually I have more than 5 years of academic and research background. So maybe I'm going to have this two sides of the business and science. So today, this fireside chat, I am going to give you more about how to dive into research, how to scout startups, to open your eyes to different markets, and how to use market navigation practical tool to identify the most appealing market opportunity. So before we do this, I'd like to share with you different ideas about, or actually questions or problems. For example, why do I need, if I am a PhD holder or a researcher, why do I need to have my own studio? Do I have time and resources to manage the hassle behind it? What is it actually the problems uh, 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 with with the technology innovation commercialization of this in different universities? How can we interact with researchers with the same mentality? If you are a researcher, you don't care about the business side, and I understand that actually. So that you need to know the top 1% of the startups worldwide, the most successful ones, are founded by a PhD holder. So it's very important for you. So I'd like to give you information about that. For example, what are the main criteria behind the successful product and stuff? These are different criteria. For example, if your product or startup or patent have a large market with something called compound annual growth rate, it's very important, it's very appealing to investors, and you need to pursue it right now. If you have a qualified and honest founders, solid management, and actually it's existed with the PhD holders because they are so qualified. In addition to that, the barriers to entry or what so-called defensibility. And actually it's existed as well because your research papers and patents have a very high value proposition. In addition to that, if you have a patent, scientific research record or IPs, again, it's all existed with a PhD holders. But what you need actually to acquire is a problem solution and product market fit. The founder visions. How can we cope with the operated market strategy? All of these are needed skill. You need to have it to equip yourself behind you into different or choose different products or startups. So most of the criteria you already have. So you have a lot of value proposition to tackle business world. So great. Back to our presentation. What's the main difference between market pull and technology push? You know, most of services and products are needed by the market. So the market will actually call you to create this product, this services. But uh, with your domain, actually, the PhD holder and the researcher, the most actually event or the most cases are technology push because maybe your technology or your research papers need to go to force it to the market. You don't have a market, you know. So because you have deal with most advanced technology, so no one has known anything about it before. So it's very important. How can you push your technology to the market? You need to have this strategy and this vision, the first version of this vision from the day one. So again, so if you are an entrepreneur, uh, actually you need to have the skill set or the main traits to be an entrepreneur as well as you are a great scientist. So the entrepreneur's dilemma is you need to focus, 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 but on what? So you need to know what the most important thing that you need to focus from the day one. So this is the process that I have developed for to every PhD researcher or any researcher that have again a significant amount of research papers. It consists of mainly 6 steps. The first one is dive into research. Second, startup scouting and market opportunity navigation. The other one I think we cannot have a time, or maybe don't have a time today to discuss them, but of course we will do that in next fireside chat. So great. The first one, how to dive into your research. Okay, if you have an initial ideas for your patent or research, you have the pure version of what you're about to create, please forget it. And one of the most important questions is this process is suitable to all type of research? Of course no. Because if you have a research on mathematical advances, I think you need to go to engineering, science to get people into this because you need to have a practical application. So the mathematical equations, whatever behind them is maybe are not the target audience for doing this process. So I'd like to share with you how can we know more about the potential market. But before we go into this, how can we know more data about the potential market? But before we do this, I'd like to give you more intuition about what is how can we dive into our research. These are 2 of my research papers. For example, this is a highly efficient solid silicon nanowire for solar energy harvesting. And so the key terms in this is silicon nanowire photovoltaic PSO or particle swarm optimization and finite difference time domain. So I can, if I have a lot of research regarding photovoltaic, so the main industry is regarding photovoltaic, regarding solar cells, and behind all of them. The second one is particle swarm optimization. And this particle swarm optimization is regarding to an AI optimization technique to optimize the parameters and to have an accurate or optimize the performance of this device. So now I'd like to give you, I have 2 mainly industries, AI and photovoltaic, and all related industries regarding them. So how can I use my resources? How can I categorize my expertise regarding my research papers? The second paper is regarding silicon nanowire, and of course there is another paper, but again we need to identify the main category. What are the technologies that I use in these research papers? But the most important thing, your experience is not restricted to the paper keywords. Because, for example, if you have a lot of research papers, maybe your key strength is helping other researchers doing research. So, for example, if we can take this startup, this Elicit is actually an AI research assistant. So maybe you leverage your network, your other professors to do this product, to analyze research papers using superhuman speed and whatever to create a competition for the startup. Maybe this is your core strength. So don't restrict yourself to the technology that you are used to your patent or research papers. You need to have a wide angle of your view, or you need to zoom out to see your capabilities, resources, and the skills. So again, for example, you need to identify more about the potential market. How can we do that? If you are operated in, for example, in Egypt, we need to go for this report, for example, to know the most important industry or the most appealing industry for Egypt, for example. Here, the 5 most important industry: the fintech, e-commerce, transport, logistics, retail, and healthcare. So if you can leverage your or take the most advantage of your patent and research papers and operate in one of those industries, you are very close to close your first round of investment, because you are more appealing to investors to have your initial investment, in addition to your fee structures as you are PhD holder and whatever. So you need to read the industry report regarding what you are about to create. What are the markets that you are operating? So we need, if you, for example, if you are going to play in Germany, you need to have a specific market study about what are the most important industries in the country. So back to our presentation. So dive into your research consists of organize your research papers, identify your most related research keywords, and have an initial look about the potential market and the potential application. Only an initial overview. Don't rush into implement your what you have envisioned about your product or what you are about to create. So please forget all of your initial ideas for a minute. So the second step is open your eyes. And this is the most important step in the process, because you need to read local, regional, and global market reports, as we said before. And you need to search for incubators, accelerators, search for startups, use Crunchbase or whatever tools that we are about to show you. I'm about to show you this right now. And you need to only try to choose the right market for your innovation. So how can actually we do this? We need, for example, we need to go for Y Combinator if you are in USA, or if you are in any other, because Y Combinator is the most worldwide or renewed accelerator in the world. If you are playing in German or any other, you can do that and go. This is a very popular accelerator. You can go for our companies and search for different companies. You know, if you are operating in Asia, Singapore, China, or whatever, you need to identify them. Or simply you can search for industries, you know, software or data or whatever. For example, we can use energy and sustainability, clean tech, for example, or and energy, and we can study different startups. After you doing that for different accelerators, for example, if you are in Australia, you need to search for the most important accelerators and incubators in this country. Then you need to search for startups. After doing that, you need to create this Excel sheet for the most appealing or the most related startups for your innovation, patent, again, your resources, skills, key research work, keywords, and whatever. So you need, for example, identify as much as you can startup. For example, we have 11 of them right now. We can identify the website, of course, for your reference, and identify the industry type that you're in. The most important thing of this Excel sheet is the market size. And it's very important because if your market size is very big, this is a very appealing opportunity, a very appealing item. You need to tune it to fit your capabilities. For example, this opportunity is $1.5 billion. So if you are only target 10% of the market, about $150 million. It's significant and a great idea. The second important parameter is something called compound annual growth rate. If you have high compound annual growth rate, your idea is great because this is indicate that your market is getting bigger. Your market is grow for the next 7 years. So you can not only focus, you can focus on the competition scheme or whatever. Of course, you do that in the later steps, but it's very important to have a market that is grow and grow in the next 7 years. So if you have high market size and high compound annual growth rate, it's very great idea to start with. The second one is if they have an investment or not, what are the investors, employee size, comments about how can we tune it to fit our innovation, how can we use this startup as a reference for our product and whatever, because you have an actual reference in the market that they do their job. So can you study the business plan in later steps? You can study the business model canvas. What are the business aspects that we are about to discuss in later steps. So it's very important to do this Excel sheet in this stage. And again, you need to have at this step, you need to have as many ideas, as many startups, as many products as you can. If you have 20 of them, you need actually to make this Excel sheet and go for the next step. So you have this Excel sheet with 20 startups, for example. We need to assess these startups. How can we do that? It's a very important step because if you have a product or have an innovation, you can begin directly from this important step. It's a very important tool called the market navigation tool to search further, to assess deeply, and strategize smartly. You can use this tool to choose your stakeholders, to recruit employees, and later on steps, and to build your own company culture, to pick your brand name and marketing. So it consists of 3 steps and 3 worksheets. This tool. I will show you these. Okay. So that's it. So great. Consists of 3 steps. The first one is market opportunity step, to identify potential market opportunities and to place them in this set, in this bank. The second step is attractiveness map. And actually, this map has 2 axes. The first one is the potential and the challenge. So if your market opportunity set, if the market opportunity has a high potential and low challenge, it's a gold mine. You need to pursue it right now. If it has a high potential and high challenge, you can keep an open eye on this, or you can put it in a storage. And this is actually agile focused dashboard or agile focused strategy. So all of this, the market opportunity set, the attractiveness map, and the agile focused dashboard have their own worksheet. This is the first worksheet for the market opportunity set, and we are about to give an example about this right now. And the market, the attractiveness map. Again, we are going to give you an example about this. Start about a product, doing that, and you need to design your agile focus system. So back to our presentation. Again, if you have this is the market opportunity. If you have 4 market opportunity, you need again to summarize what we have. We have an Excel sheet that have 20 product startups or 20 ideas. You need to have this 20 startups or 20 ideas to be implemented, to be on a solid ground, implemented in whatever industry, as long as you study the market that you are about to operate in. So every one of these 20 startups, you need to identify the related market opportunity set. Every one, you will do the same job for every one of these 20. So the first one, I will take the first product, for example, to study the market, the 4 market opportunity set, and use another worksheet set. So the first one is we can use this product is this startup called Flyability that they do the job. I will give you an intuition about flyability is actually here. So flyability is a drone. I will give you information about that basically. That's it. This is flyability. It's a drone that have this cage or whatever. What you can say is actually is the problem that they want to solve is a collision can risk crashing the drone, which could make it break or sustain significant damage. So they do this their job to address the danger of crashing confined spaces and make the drone collision tolerant to make the drone safe using these cage or whatever what you need to call it. So actually, you can operate this drone in a complex confined spaces or different spaces. You have a lot of market opportunity that can leverage and can take the most advantage of this product or this innovation. So they want to study all of the market opportunity, you know. So for example, the first worksheet, the market opportunity set, it consists of two main parts. The first one is identify the core abilities or technology elements independent from your envisioned growth. Again, forget any product that you are about to forget your envisioned growth, the features and whatever. Only list the capabilities and technological elements of your innovation. Again, if you have a startup or a product and you need to add your cool strengths regarding your research keywords, your patents, or whatever, you can do that in this first part. For example, they listed the unique accessibility, the aviation abilities, and the imagery system, and break down all of the features behind these capabilities. The section number 2 is identify your market opportunity. And again, the market opportunity actually is, what is the definition of market opportunity? The market opportunity is a customer, and if you can see this here, is consists of an application and the customer. This is actually what is the definition of market opportunity? A customer and an application. So they have mainly three market opportunity. You can list more of them, depending again on your product or your implemented idea or whatever, or startup. You can implement a lot or can list a lot of market opportunity. For example, here are three of them: industrial inspection, infrastructure inspection, security, and related intelligence surveillance. For industrial inspection, there is a lot of market opportunity in oil and gas industry, power plants, and for example, vessels or whatever. So for power plants, you can do a thermal boilers, nuclear room. You can operate in these places using these using your innovation of the product, and you can do for open air facilities for bridges, dams, and whatever. And you can do that for the security and intelligence ingredients for police or rescue forces for firefighters. All of these, you need to focus on one of these. So I need to study all of these industry related to the product and identify the most appealing market opportunity. Again, I will, for example, choose one thermal boilers regarding to the power plants, and I will assess this this opportunity. So again, we have the potential access and the challenge. How can I assess the potential? Is that compelling reason to buy for the company for the customer related to this market opportunity? What are the market volume? Again, we study the market size. And by the way, I'd like to give you a question about this. If you need to have more market studies, you can use the Vista, Crunchbase, or Markets and Markets. And if you have university domain, you can use this reports for free. Again, it's a very powerful tool to use Vista and Crunchbase. So again, back to our presentation, you can identify if it's pretty compelling reason to buy. You can ask the customer and go to ask the target customer regarding this potential market opportunity and the economic viability. You know, the customer ability to buy. You know, the margin, value versus cost, or whatever. Again, the challenge, implementation of business. Can you implement it? Time to revenue. because what are the expected uh, uh, revenue at what time, So external risks regarding the legal side, regarding the country, the market that you are operating, regarding the competitive threat, and you can do a lot of analysis regarding that. So you need to identify the challenge and potential for every market opportunity. So again, we will the last worksheet is to use the primary market opportunity, for example, power plant thermal boilers, and to compare it to other market opportunities. The first one is the product relatedness. So I need to compare between different market opportunities, and you will know right now why you do that. So the comparison between power plant and storage tanks in oil and gas is regarding four main criteria: the product relatedness, the market relatedness, and can we do that as a backup option or a growth option? So the product relatedness, if I am operating in the market opportunity set, of course, the feature of our product will be different if I'm operating in storage tanks. So the product relatedness is very important. Can I operate in this industry later on without adding more features or manipulate the technical side? The market relatedness. Do I need to change the sales channels, the word of mouth, or whatever? So if they can intersect more, it's very, I can set it for a growth option. If they are not related in the market and related in the product, I can set it like, for example, the police surveillance, I can set it for a backup because there is a change in direction in this market, So everyone, I will say, for example, oil and gas storage tanks, I will keep an eye on it. Marine vessel inspection, I will keep an eye on it. But police surveillance, again, I will keep an eye on it. But it can set as a backup option, not for a growth. You need the main difference between a growth and the backup option is the backup option is there is a change in, again, the sales channel, the customer or whatever. So, but for the growth option, I can use this market opportunity, add only a feature, tune some features, and add it to my product, and I can grow. I can conquer different market in different countries. So after doing that, I have again back to our market opportunity navigator. I can the first one I identify the market opportunity set. For example, power plants, thermal boilers, queue rooms, oil and gas, and police surveillance, and put it on the attractiveness map. Do you remember? So here is the attractiveness map show that the power plants is the most appealing opportunity, in addition to nuclear rooms or whatever. So again, for the worksheet number 3, I put thermal boilers in this opportunity I need to pursue right now. So, but I will keep an open eye on oil and gas storage tanks, police surveillance, and I will place in storage for power plants and nuclear rooms. Why I do that? Because most of the deep tech startups can pivot a lot during this business journey, because they produce their product and go to the customer, and customers say no. I'm like, I don't like to buy this product. So the question is, what can we do right now? What features that we need to add to this product? Do we need to change the market, the target market? Whatever. Do you need to change the target customer? So this target board give you an intuition about which direction that you are going in the case of the failure of different opportunities. It's very important to identify, and you can use this market opportunity indicator for yourself as well, for your research, for your capabilities. So again, to recap our process, the first one is dive into research, startup scouting, and market application practical tools. And if we go for my business, there is customer development process, agile product or development process, and you need to fill your campus. Different campus is actually available on the internet. So these are our resources. I'm very happy today to see you, because it's very important to acquire these skills as a PhD researchers. So you can you can follow the newsletter on LinkedIn to know more about the posts or whatever regarding the how can you leverage your own research papers and patents, and how can you increase the economic value of your research papers and the economic value of your innovation regarding your research or your technology. So I am very happy, and again, see you in the next fireside. Thank you.